It happened again. Another photo shoot crash by one of our favorite deer tripod. Only this time, she brought along Tzumi, her fawn from this year. There he is right there, handsome young buck. Yep, that's you. So, what I'm trying to do is set up a photo shoot with the birds and the squirrels and using some cool props like this sailboat, and I'm hoping that they're going to get inside it so I can hopefully get some neat shots of the little critters inside the sailboat. So I'm just doing some test shots here, playing around with some camera settings, playing around with, like the background and stuff like that. As you can tell, this squirrel does not care about the rule of thirds. It's neat to watch the squirrel, right? He just stuffs his mouth. He's not actually eating these are black sunflower seeds. He's not actually eating the black sunflower seeds. He's just opening the shells and then stuffing his cheeks with the seeds. So he's making a huge mess, right? He's just throwing the shells, stuffing his cheeks. And it's kind of neat. You can actually watch like his little cheeks get fatter and fatter. And it's really cool to see how quickly he's just like, and just opens up each shell, puts the seeds in his mouth. So anyway, you gotta wait for it. If you look in the background, you'll start to see tripod creeping up. Now the squirrels and the deer and the birds, they generally seem to get along. Maybe a little bit territorial, but the squirrels aren't really afraid of the deer that much, and the deer don't seem to even think about the squirrels at all. So they generally seem to coexist, if that makes sense. But here she comes. Yep, there's Miss Tripod, one of our favorite deers. We don't know what happened to her front left paw, but her front left paw is messed up. I'm not sure if she was born that way. I'm not sure if she just has like a cleft foot or something like that. You can kind of see a hoof, but yeah, that's why we call her Tripod. Every year, she always has her fawns in our yard, which is super endearing, and raises them in our yard. I guess she thinks it's a safe space, which it is. And we feed her, and we spoil her, and we give her lots of treats. The other deer are a bit mean to her and a bit competitive with her, and so we like to try to give her as much as we can, and it seems to be working. When we first started encountering Tripod, she was skin and bones. You can see all her ribs. Now she has a very shiny, healthy coat. She looks to be as healthy of a normal weight as possible, and every year she has the biggest fawns. Her fawn last year, we named him Unit, and he was also obviously a giant fawn. He's a big buck now. But her fawn this year we named Tzumi, which is how we got the name for this YouTube channel, Tzumi Woods. So that's part of another reason why I'm putting up this video. It's not just to show you, how hilarious Tripod is, but to also show you the namesake of our video. All right, so you can see there, Tripod just ran off into the back, and there's Tzumi. And so now that Mom's had a try, Tzumi's decided he's going to come up and get some snacks as well. So Tzumi was born this spring. He was actually the first fawn born. He's probably born about a month ahead of all the other fawns. Maybe that's why he's so big. But since he's always with Tripod, and since we spoil Tripod, he's always getting extra food and extra snacks. He's a little bit wary, so he doesn't come from that angle. He decides to circle around and come from the other side. By the way, if you're wondering what is this sailboat sitting in, it's one of those big stone or concrete bird feeders. No water in it, but it's a bird feeder with a sailboat and black sunflower seeds. And there on the right, you can see Tzumi, and Tripod has come back on the left. And Mr. Squirrel, he's nowhere to be seen. The squirrel, he's bounced. He's not going to get in their way. I can't believe it. Tripod has taken her fawn and taken him to piracy. No, we don't mind. We're glad to help them both out. I'm glad to help Tripod. That brings me to the question of the day. Do you have a favorite animal that you feed? So that's the question of the day. Do you have a favorite animal that you encounter in the outdoors, wild, that you feed? I should mention we can't actually get close to either of these deer. They're not actually pets. They're both very much wild. They'll let you get close, but we don't pet them, and I'd like to keep it that way. I want them to stay wild and afraid of humans. All right, y'all, thanks so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this. There'll be more fun animal and hiking and nature videos to come. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Thank you from Tzumi Woods.